At first glance, politics seems complicated. Which candidate to vote for, how many ballots you should cast, or how to stop the opposing party from voting. If you don't have a postdoctorate from Electoral College, it may seem confusing. My name is Inconsequential, and welcome to Politics 101. There are 5 main stages: eligibility, the primaries, choosing a running mate, voting, and the Electoral College. Let's make up an example politician. Just to be realistic, let's say they're a man, they're white, around 60 to 70, and Christian. Just an average Joe. The first thing is eligibility. How does Joe run for party nomination? If you have ears, you would know that people are stupid. 99% of the time they vote for the wrong person for the wrong reasons. If I had a nickel for every person that voted stupidly, I'd have, to be honest, I don't really know how much a nickel is worth, but I'd be able to start a very lucrative nickel factory. Where was I? Stupid people. That's right. People are stupid. In fact, the average IQ for people not subscribed to this channel is less than the number of women Harvey Weinstein assaulted. Think about that. The average person is less intelligent than a rapist. Hence why all politicians have to take an exam before they run for party nomination. The competency exam is taken by every presidential candidate. You see, the president has to be a man or woman of the people, which wouldn't make sense if they were intelligent. They have to score an IQ somewhere between the number of Michael Jackson and Gary Glitter victims to pass. The only other eligibility requirement is that they are American. This was implemented in the late 1800s because voters mistook bad English for stupidity, which almost led to several average intelligent candidates being elected, so foreigners were banned. Let's assume Joe has played enough football that his IQ is on level with Jack the Ripper victims, which makes him qualified to run for office. What's his next step? The primaries are a behind-the-scenes affair run similarly to the Oscars, a fancy dress auction in which all the nominees place bids. Whoever bids the most money gets awarded the chance to run for office. Caucuses are useless. They are used as puppet shows to simultaneously distract people and teach them how to count. Let's say that Joe borrows 30 million from the Chinese and secures his nomination. The methods of selecting a running mate can differ. Some politicians hold beauty pageants, some play blindfolded darts, some hold Hunger Games, and some are simply chosen as a favour to their dad, because they kind of flunked out of college and they haven't really been motivated to find a job just yet. In the case of Joe, let's say Joe's laptop is taken for repair and the repairman steals Joe's nudes. The repairman blackmails Joe into selecting someone. Let's use a fairly common, arbitrary name, say Kamala, who is now Joe's running mate. The election begins. You probably know this part. It's a race to buy as many news organizations as possible. Joe and Kamala travel across the country, persuading news executives to lower their prices. And it's kind of like a Mr. Beast video. The winner gets a huge party, a brand new mansion, a private jet, and like 5-6 cars. Most people think that it stops there, that once the allegiances of the news organizations have been counted, the race is decided. However, they forget about the Electoral College, an outdated, archaic system, invented sometime in the 1800s because Lincoln didn't have anything going on that month and thought it would be funny to overconvolute the system. So instead of news organizations directly picking a president, they tell their viewers who to vote for, and the viewers go out and vote. For about 76% of people, this works fine. The issue is the remaining 24% of people who don't listen, or forget, or are just too lazy to vote. Hence why voter turnout is so low. It's a really inefficient system, which many news organizations including CNN, Fox News, and Facebook have been trying to remove the past decade. It means a politician can lose an election despite having the majority of news organizations on their side. It doesn't happen often, in fact nearly never, but it's still a possibility. So if Joe borrows another 30-40 million from the Chinese, he can sway the swing networks and ensure the election is bought. I hope this clears up some of the confusion. If you would like other insightful guides, make sure to subscribe to the home of all education. a university in which lectures are written the night before with 150 milligrams of Adderall coursing through my body. I will now leave you so that I can have my daily heart attack. Sayonara and bon voyage.